Welcome back, Matt viewers. Joining us today is the co-founder of Malayan Honey, Belinda Lim. Hi, Belinda. How are you doing today?
Feeling great. I'm just happy to be here today.
Well, thank you very much for providing your generous time today. Well, let's head straight away. Could we know a brief introduction about Malayan Honey?
We are a social enterprise. We have operations in Malaysia and Singapore. What we do is we sell stingless bee honey, which is I know most of you that will have not heard before. So we collect honey from about 800 farmers in Malaysia, and we make sure that they have the right procedures as well as the right quality assurance, and then we commercialize it to the rest of the world.
Could you briefly expound regarding the process on how the honey is produced from the farm all the way to the bottle?
Its process is pretty simple in a way, but the
Mm,
hardest thing is collection. So what happens is that we have stingless bee, which is a kind of a bee that
mm.
doesn't have any stings. So
Okay.
it's a bit weird. Like everybody
Mm,
thinks that bees are like black and yellow and they have stings, but this particular breed of bee is called Trigona itama bee. So they have no sting. So how they protect themselves instead like a normal bee is actually to bite. But they're normally quite docile, so they don't exactly do anything much. So what they do is like we make sure that we have a right hive for them. We
mm,
specially design hive, and when they collect the honey. So instead of honey combs, right, they actually build pots like small tent. So it's a bit hard to. Maybe I'll show a picture later. Maybe Adrian
mm.
can help to show
Yeah.
the picture again.
Mm,
So over a course of I think about 6 months, depending on the season actually, they will actually build up this pot. And for us, after at the harvesting period, we'll just break the pot gently and then we extract this honey. And we do have a factory that makes sure that the honey that we collected is of the right taste profile. So finally,
mm,
for stainless bee honey, depending on the flowers, as well as the way it's being taken care during this part of like taking care of the bees, it tastes very different from one brand to another. So I think that's the part that our head bee man, I call him,
okay.
Nizam, take care of. And we work with like our university professors to make sure that constantly like can we improve in terms of the way that we farm. And we're also working with an NGO in Malaysia to take care
Mm.
of these farmers, making sure that not just on the farming portion, on their livelihood, is something anything that we can help.
Well, in every backstory, would you so kindly share on how were you compelled to start the Malayan Honey
Right
project?
back.
Mm.
So I'm actually the one quarter of the founding team. So for me, I'm the newest to the team. All my business partners are established businessmen. So I
Mm.
start from maybe my angle and then we work backwards towards
Okay.
the key guy who started. So for me myself, I heard about this honey about end of last year. So like a friend of mine, Thomas, which is my partner right now, came to me and said that, hey, like, I know you're interested in social enterprise. I found this amazing like venture that I think we need some help in. So for personally for me, right, like I am not from a rich family. I feel very, very strongly about any ventures that give people employment opportunities or increase their income. Because I have seen like how even just a little bit increase in income change the mindset of people. And I think that's been proven. There's a poverty mindset and a rich mindset. So to me, it's like, oh my God, this can help to increase income. And for income wise, we are helping like about $500 to $1,000 RM per month for these farmers. Then moving forward, I will just talk a bit about the backstory of my founders, right? So our head B man, I like to call him Nizam, have a family member who have actually some medical issue. I think with like a kid that is a bit more active. But he realized that with this stingless bee honey, it actually helped with some of the condition. So I think that inspired him to really look at stingless bee farming at a scalable perspective. Because I think before to this, stingless bee honey in Malaysia is found, but the standard of it has been very like fluctuating. So I think this is why he was so compelled to do it. And then in between, we have like partners who came in and were like, hey, this is a good cause. We can work on this for the next many decades of our life, and we want to do it. And for me myself, it's like yes, I agree on that perspective of like, hey, can we help people increase their income? I think that being that, right, I mean, helping to commercialize the honey to create that kind of income is something I'm very, very passionate in.
Well, thank you very much once again for your kind initiative and also to your other co-founders, the three quarters of the team as well.
Yes, yes.
Were there any challenges which you might have encountered during your time with Malayan honey?
Personally, for me, it's a challenge to commercialize something that people have not heard before. When I tell people about I'm selling stingless bee honey, most of people will be like, huh? Firstly, they huh in terms of like the stingless bee part. I'm like, this is not bee, right? The second thing that they huh is actually the taste profile of this honey. So this honey is not like a normal honey. It's not sweet. In fact, it's a little bit sour because there's a very low sugar content. So it tastes a bit more tangy in a way. So I asked people to describe the taste of this honey. Some people say like it's like red wine. Some people say like it's like plum. And some people say it's a little bit orangey. Like so it's very hard to describe to people why this honey and then convince them of the properties of this honey. So this is something that we are still trying to like get our head around and try and bring this to the next step.
Noted, Belinda. As a Mad community, how can we help Malayan honey move to the next level or achieve its target of supporting the farmers?
I think for the very start, like our Facebook page. Second thing is to share it because we really need more people to know about this honey. Third but not least, if you have any ideas of how to commercialize this honey further or any recipe that you know but I don't know yet, please feel free to share
Uh,
to me.
would you be so willing to share a little bit on the benefits, perhaps health benefits of consuming Malayan honey?
Let me just share maybe three weird things about this honey first.
Okay.
So, firstly, it's made by stingless bees, which is normally found in the tropical regions, and they look like flies. Second thing is really have a sour profile, which is unlike any honey. And third but not least, is being used for weird like ailment. Like some people, if you see certain videos, they actually use it as eye drop, and then the raw honey is a bit more diluted, so you use it eye drop, and then you can like heal the eye infection. So in terms of benefit wise, I will say that the first thing is to really boost immune system because it's very, very high in antioxidant, and I think this is something that we're all really worried in this COVID period, right? The second thing is really to relieve cough. I think generally a lot of us when we have cough, it's not that easily solved by eating medication, and a lot of time it takes quite a long while to heal. So this is really helping you to relieve cough. And third but not least, right, it's really helping to aid in weight loss. There's actually research being done. There's the anti-obesity factor that helps you with anti-aging as well as weight loss, making yourself like healthier from inside.
Well, that's good to hear, Belinda. Perhaps I should consider perform a pre-sales order on Malayan honey.
Yes, on that topic, we are out for pre-sales right now. I'm really excited. The Malayan Honey is a new brand, so you can buy it from our website malayanhoney.com. If you are in Malaysia, we can reach out to us on another Facebook page. It's actually our sister Facebook page, so you can get it in Malaysia.
Melinda, are there any words of advice you might want to impart to people who are considering to start a similar initiative, or perhaps they have started an initiative and would like to be successful in it?
I live by this term. I even have this T-shirt, "Stay humble, hustle hard." Staying humble to me is really keeping your ego in check because a lot of time I think there's a lot of uncertainty in doing business. So we need to be really humble and understand that, hey, what we can do is to just working really hard about it. You don't have to be too hung out on the result before you start.
So, viewers, whichever stage you are currently in, always remember to be prepared to go for the long run as well as remaining humble in learning throughout the journey. We would like to express our thanks to Belinda for her precious time today. Thank you very much, Belinda.
Thank you so much for inviting me. And stay humble, hustle hard, right?
Awesome. If you like our content, feel free to give us a big thumbs up and do click subscribe for more content. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay mad and God bless. Bye.